Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chris and this is my channel Bar911970, and as always I want to thank the people that take the time to listen to my videos. And this one's a simple one, as you could see, entitled Still Learning. And there was a situation on my other channel that made me understand something that I think is good to pass on, because like I say all the time, if something negative comes your way, there's many ways you can handle it. You can ignore it, you can deny it, you can get angry from it, or you can learn from it. And one of the things I think maybe I needed to learn myself, and this is the beautiful thing, is that no matter how much you know, you should always be the student as well as the teacher. And never forget that in an infinite world of infinite possibilities, you will forever be learning something. So never get satisfied with any level you're on, because you can always learn more. And sometimes you also have to practice what you preach, because one of the things I've learned and continue to have to learn throughout my YouTube career is the type of person I've always been is a person that feels the need to defend themselves. Because most of my life growing up as a child, I've had to defend myself. And I won't get into that stuff because I want this to be positive. So maybe that was part of me, always feeling like if somebody accused me of something wrong, or, accusing me of something that wasn't true, I always felt the need to defend myself. And one of the things about YouTube is people can anonymously say some not nice things. And at one point, I used to want to fight people. I would like to think I improved from that point. But every now and then, there'll be a comment that somebody will leave that actually will make me not happy. And that's what happened on my other channel. I'm not going to mention the person's name or the situation. If you're subscribed to my other channel, then you would have known. But after thinking about it, I took down the video. Now, I didn't bash the person, although I did call them out. And I was a little disappointed in the way I am sometimes unfairly treated. But then I realized, it's like, one of the things that I preach all the time is you're a magnet, and you draw things to yourself to either improve your life or to help you question things so you can continue to improve your life. So either way, you're going to improve your life unless you don't pay attention to it. And even to this day, although I have improved, there are times that I will allow somebody's negativity to affect me in a negative way. So is it any wonder that even though it's diminished, and it's definitely been less intense as far as what some people would have said 5 years ago, it still happens. And that's one of the lessons I want to teach people. Even if you increase your knowledge and increase your levels and change the way you think for something better, doesn't mean that the world all of a sudden changes. The world will still stay the same. It's how you react to it. So maybe the teacher sometimes needs to have a refresher course to remind them that, hey, you may be teaching people, but you're still a student yourself. And you will always be a student, because there's always something new to learn. So my biggest learning lesson that I had to continue to improve is the fact that when somebody says something negative, and you could pretty much count on that on the internet, there always will be, is to, instead of responding in a defensive way, or a rude way, or a condescending way, is to either not respond at all, or to find a much better way to use the old kill 'em with kindness. And I think I lost that for a while, because unfortunately the internet can change you in a negative way at times. But at the very same time, the internet is responsible for a lot of things that I am and a lot of things that I teach today. So there's good and bad with everything. It's how you perceive it. And I think what happened on my other channel, it wasn't life-threatening or life-ending. I wasn't threatening to shut my channel down or anything. It was just one of those where it's just, sometimes people can, only take so much from individuals with lies and accusations. It happens. especially on YouTube. And I reacted. But in the end, I learned that maybe I need to do a little bit better research about things that I talk about. Maybe I shouldn't just assume that somebody giving me information has it right, accurate, or is being truthful. Because that's where it all boils down to. I assumed something was true because a couple of people told me about it. I should have done better research, but I didn't. And because of that, this whole situation was created. So in essence, I could point my finger to anybody else. But in the long run, if I would have researched that stuff and not just assumed, well, I should trust these people to be accurate, well, that falls on me. And that's why I say all the time, people do their research. So I did some research on the topic I spoke about, but obviously not enough. And if I can learn from that instead of avoiding it, then something positive will come out of it. So that's why when it comes to negativity or even things that might affect me to the point where I might get mad, because believe it or not, I can get mad. I mean, not for nothing. I'm a New Yorker. I'm Sicilian Italian. I'm a Scorpio. I mean, that should be borderline, criminal these days. But if you can learn to see the beauty or the benefit from a negative, even a nasty comment that was totally meant to harm you, if you can use it to improve your life so you never have to have that happen again, well, that's a good weapon to have. Like they say, knowledge is power. And we're not going to learn everything the same. We're going to have people we like and we trust, and they might not lie, but they may just get something wrong, or things change. So we have to understand that we are always going to be learning. And I want to be one of those people that tells you straight out, today I had to learn something that I have to still keep learning. I still have to keep improving. Don't settle for just good enough. And if I can improve what most people seem to like and make it even better, one, that's going to bring more people that like what I do. And two, it's going to make it much harder for the next time for somebody to make a either false or negative comment on something that I may not have done to the best of my ability. Not always going to be easy. The best of us can fall. That's why so many people are afraid to be on top. Because once you're on top, you can't go any higher. You can only go lower. And at the very least, you can only stay stagnant. So some people would rather come in second place or third place, because then they know there's always room for improvement. But when you're number one, and trust me, I'm not number one, but what I'm saying is, if you are number one, you can only go down. And that could scare a lot of people from making that extra leap. Thumb down. Oh, don't worry about it. That's people that feel that if they thumb my videos down, they will get attention. And for a while, they have. And even today, one subscriber, who is no longer a subscriber, got that 2 seconds of fame. So I had to learn. I have to learn and keep learning that there's going to be negativity on YouTube. It's just inevitable. And what I need to do is either respond in a more positive way or just ignore it. And that's why it still, to this day, keeps coming back. So yes, the thumbs down will not stop. What I need to do is not really worry about it as much. So it's unfortunate that there are people who take pleasure in trying to hurt others, whether it's physically or mentally. We need to remind ourselves that we're glad that we're not those people. So if you can learn anything from a negative situation or something that makes you sad or angry or whatever, instead of ignoring it, like so many people say, and again, that's a drowning in good intention situation. Their intention is good when they say, oh, just ignore the negativity. Well, you can't learn from it if you ignore it. And if it improves your life in some way from learning it, then you should be thankful that it happened. So I thank that individual who started that little, for me, rant on my other channel that I took down. Because I realized from one of my subscribers, they made a good point. They said, you know, if some new person was coming and that's the first video they saw, they would probably continue onward. And that's a good point. So it's bad enough sometimes when people try and do harm or do bad things. But if we continue to assist them with it, we ultimately end up only hurting ourselves and help them with the destruction of whatever they're trying to destroy. So to me, what happened, again, not major, not life-threatening, not making me want to rage quit or anything, but it taught me that don't help haters and negative people by doing the work for them or falling for their trap, and take the negative criticism, warranted or not, truthful or not, and see if you can use it as a tool to make yourself even better. So if my channel and if my words become better because of what that individual did, then I'm glad it happened. Because if it didn't happen, then I would just stay where I was, happy with the amount that I was getting. And maybe every now and then, not intentionally lying to anybody, but ending up making a mistake because I took somebody else's word at face value without verification. And if I'm going to be a person that teaches people to make sure you do your research, and I give out information where I only did 90% of the research, then what good a teacher would I be? The only way to change a mistake is to first realize you made one. The only way to change a problem is to realize you have one. The only way to change a fault is to realize you have one. And that's okay. We are all human. Like they say, he who is without sin may cast the first stone. So if that was truly the case, no stone would ever be thrown. So there are going to be people, when you succeed, when you do nice things, when people enjoy what you do or are happy with what you do, there will be some that will hate you for it. Whether it's jealousy, maybe they're afraid that they can't do it, whatever, I don't know. But if I can teach people that you will always learn something new until you stop, maybe sometimes you need that little reminder, and that's what I needed today, because maybe I was getting complacent. Maybe I thought, well, I can just ignore and just go about the way I was doing things. Well, maybe this was my hello McFly moment. So again, to me, that means what seemed to be negative and what others may still perceive as negative and maybe high-fiving themselves for poking the bear, so to speak, I will always come out on top because I will learn from it instead of ignoring it and improve myself, even if it's 0.0001%. Because I would rather go up 0.001% than go down 100%. Or stay where I was. So always try and find something positive out of even the most ridiculous or most painful thing, because you never know what events can occur from that situation. A good thing could eventually turn into something bad, and a bad thing could eventually turn into something good. So we have to remember that a road that we're traveling has lots of twists and lots of turns, so you never know what's around the corner. So choose your path wisely. And if you learn that your direction is going in the wrong way or not getting you there fast enough, or there are better ways to go, you can always stop and turn around. So thank you for listening to this, and I want to thank the negative person and the people who applauded that negative person for helping me to make my life just a little bit better, because I care enough about myself to pay attention to everything presented to me and what I can learn from it to improve my life. So I hope you will do that too. I hope you will realize, because like I say, you need realize to realize that you can be a teacher, but you will always be a student. So keep learning. And if you do, you will continue to grow instead of just being stagnant and wondering why you never fly. So thank you for listening. I hope this helped. And if it did, then just another example of a lemon being turned into lemonade. So thank you for listening. Have a great day. And I'll see you guys next video.